is that of a stainless steel kind of diner kitchen. So everything that's going in here is custom made at a restaurant supply place, and it's all stainless steel fabrication, even down to the drawers with the inserts. We've got a corner unit, then we've got open space for the range, then we got a big kind of L-shaped unit. This part of it has more drawer, open shelving, sink, dishwasher gets pushed in there, and then the most unusual part of the layout, which is part of the design of the whole loft, is that it's askew. It's at a 15-degree angle to the wall, and so it's a kind of customized thing, and Bob Watts is here to help us install it. He's from Granite Metal Services. And now, was this problematic getting it up here? I mean, what's left to do now?
They made these pieces just about the right size to be able to fit through all the openings from the front door all the way up here. Obviously, they couldn't make this in one piece. We couldn't get it in here.
You wouldn't be able to transport it, yeah.
So we're going to weld a field. This is what we call a field joint. We're going to weld it in place, and then we'll position it back where it's going to go against the wall.
All right. Now, stainless steel welding can be very, very beautiful, or it can be sloppy.
Yes,
so
it can.
Let's learn how you get a good weld here. What's
it's first, that's the equipment we use, and this is a TIG welder. It's uses tungsten and inert gas, which is argon. We're using
TIG.
That gives you a very finite type of welding. It's almost like using a ballpoint pen.
Is that right?
And it concentrates the heat, as opposed to stick welding or a MIG welding, where it's an automatic wire feed. That adds too much material, and the heat, you just can't control the heat.
What about preparing the field joint, though? What do you have to do here?
What we're going to have to do here, we'll get this in position, we'll put a plate under there, and this will serve two purposes. It'll help us to keep this joint flat, which we want while we're welding, and
do we have to lift this up?
It'll take away some of the heat.
Okay, so it's all clamped together and ready to weld, and you're taking some safety precautions, right?
Yes, Bob. I want to cover my arms up so I don't burn my arms.
But this is the most important thing, is to make sure that you don't damage your eyes.
And I want to protect my eyes. Okay. So we're going to wear this welding helmet, and if you be kind enough,
and I just won't look. I'll go away.
Turn that machine on for me.
This is the tungsten inert gas. Just pull the switch on. Okay, let's do the spot weld.
Just watch your eyes now. Don't look at the pretty light.
You can think about this field welding as a two-step operation, a rough part and a finish part. And this tack welding or spot welding that he's doing now is the rough, that basically brings the two pieces of metal together and keeps them together. Now, the welding that you've been doing here is the finish part of it, right, Bob?
Yes, it is, Bob.
Yeah, and that's the part that'll be ground down. But as I understand it, in the corner, you got to add some of this, some filler material.
Yeah, I'm going to have to add some wire because we have a little gap here. I had to use a hacksaw to get a good fit in that corner.
All right, so do we take the clamps off and the bars?
Take these off now.
And what's the water that he's putting on there do?
And the water is on there to control the heat, in addition to these bars we used, and it keeps it from distorting.
And this is the same, this is a stainless steel rod, right?
This is the same base material as the tabletop. It's
so now when you start welding, you'll be melting some of that into the gap.
And melt this right into that, make it part of the table.
Okay, and then we'll be done with this part. All right, so the grinder really makes quick work out of it. It's not a carborundum paper, though, is it?
No, it's an aluminum oxide.
And that's all we use there. And then how will he deal with the rough part of the weld in the actual bullnose here?
In the corner, he's going to take a carbide burr mounted on a...
Oh, I see, yeah.
Die grinder. And he'll be able to buzz that right out of there.
Boy, there are so many steps involved in getting a really beautiful finish on this. Now, what do you use the rouge for?
Now, the rouge, we use to dress these larger wheels. These wheels are going to do the final finish.
So this has been rubbed onto this polishing wheel.
Exactly. Yeah. Spin that on here, let it dry, and that is going to give us the grain that we have on the rest of these wheels.
Terrific.
Okay, on three. 1, 2, 3.
And then back, and let's see how it goes into this corner. Oh boy. Just have to fit it in a little bit, but boy, that is a nice job, Bob. Thanks
you.
a lot. Okay.
My pleasure.
It's going to be great.